And hello to all my Libra friends, I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free Psychic Tarot reading for March 2023. Now today they've dialed up for my great Libras, a Celtic cross spread, and it's a great spread for general readings, not just because we have St. Patrick's Day in March, but because the Celtic cross looks a little bit in the past as well as a little bit in the future, but it focuses the most on what is right in front of us here in March. It is also the only spread that I do that devotes an entire card in a position to the environment, so there's something around you Libras here in the month of March that Spirit wants to bring awareness and focus to. They've also asked that I conclude your reading with an extra spread. We're going to do a health scrub. So that is a physical health kind of assessment, if you will, going through the body part regions 1 through 7, as you see in your screen there, and pointing out different things that they want to bring to your attention. Now, if that sounds familiar, it's because we did one of those last month as well for Libras. Libras got a health scrub also. So what does that mean? Well, maybe some Libras didn't listen. That's just a joke, of course. But there's so many different things that they can talk about here that they're just using it again here to bring attention to certain my Libras. Something that, maybe there is something in there that you forgot to do last month too, or just, there was so much information that it got pushed under the rug a little bit. But anyway, we're going to uncover everything today here for you for the month of March, and what better time to do it than right now. Cards are already shuffled, ready to go. We're going to conclude your reading also with the runestone, so we got a lot to do, Libra. I'm going to get started right now and bring you in. I'm going to bring you in the overhead cam so you can see my table. I like to share my table with you guys and show you what is going on. You can see the cards and all the fun stuff. So the cards are already shuffled. Here we go. What I'm doing now, these are the ritual cuts. Basically, Libra cutting each deck into thirds. Put them back together in a separate order, and that satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot. It is the same procedure for personal private readings as well. And then the cards are ready to go. So the Celtic cross, it does kind of lend a little tall. So my camera here is wide angle with my phone, so it's going to get cut off screen a little bit here. So I will move the camera around so you guys can see everything very clearly. Do not worry. But here's the Celtic cross. This is you and all that you are. This is what crosses you. This is what's behind you, the recent past. This is what's in front of you, the near future. This is what's above you, probably off camera, something that you're aware of. And this is what's below you, something that you're not. Then we have running up the sides with number 7, number 8, number 9, and number 10. I'm going to bend in just for the sake of hopefully getting it on camera at least a little bit right there. So let's check the inverts first. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good distribution. That's going to be fine the way it is. I don't do a whole lot to the Celtic cross. I just tack on angel oracle cards just to the major arcanas, which you guys do have a few of those going on here too. We got one in the top position. It's going to grab that one. We got one right in the middle, the core of your cross, right there. Got one in the past position as well. Goes there. And one at number 7. And that is it, guys. All the card work is done. It's just a matter of showing you now. So I'm going to yank this off the stand and give you a little close-up. Make sure you guys can see everything. So, got to go way out for this one. This is your main cross. Let me scoot that up a little bit. That's your main cross there. Okay. Make sure you can see the top. That's the above position. Something that you're aware of. And this is the bottom position right there. This guy. Something you're not aware of. Then we got running up the sides here. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. And we wrap up to conclude your final outcome, number 10. Let's get to it, Libra. Alrighty. I'm going to make some room for myself. Scoot these over a bit. See it nice and clear for you. Get you a good read. All right, for Libras in March, let's see. Let's get into it. We start at the very beginning with you and what crosses you here. We got the Hangman on a block. So this is stagnated. Delays on top of delays. Hey, this is starting to shake free. This is starting to break open. Any kind of delay or stagnation, things that you feel like it just hasn't been moving, hasn't been going for you. You know what? It's about to get moving here. Now, does it happen in March? It's hard to say because this indicates the start of the breaking free of the delay. It doesn't mean that it actually breaks open full in March, okay? But it's a process, it's got to start somewhere, right? So what better time to do that than now is what they show with the Hangman card on an invert. Now what crosses you here is big money. big money for a lot of Libras. Now, big money means different things to big people. $100 is big money to some people. Some people, it takes, 5 figures to be big money. But anyway, they bring in big money here. So that is what is on your mind, is largely a financial kind of, finances are just bouncing around your brain right now. That's what's the focus for a lot of my Libras at this time. As we move, before I move into the past position, they talk about milk and honey too. So there is an underlying sweetness to this. A little bit of honey going on. So it reminds me of, I hate doing food references all the time, but I'm such a foodie, I have to do it. It reminds me of like orange chicken. It's got a little spice to it, it's got a little tang to it, but you know what? It's got that just a little bit of sweet going on. So that is talking about your current situation. So although some things may be a little bitter, maybe a little bit sour, a little spicy, right? There is a little bit of sweetness too. So there's something to be enjoyed, Libra. You got to enjoy the sweet things in life, and that's what they show. They show that there is something to be grateful for, despite this hang-up, despite this delay, despite the finances that are on your mind. Okay, then we finally move back to that past position. They show really what's got you here. It's been a lot of fortuitous things. A lot of good luck has got you here. That's great. There's nothing wrong with good luck. It's not anybody's fault that it's good. It's not anything you did necessarily. It's not anything anybody else did, but it's, hey, just things fell into place in weird ways, and that is what has brought you to this place where you're at now. So it's important because that's the past position to where you're at, where you're going, and where you're trying to go. Now, they show mending. So a lot of you, despite this good luck and despite the fact that everything has worked out, are still healing in different ways. Now, when they say healing, I don't know if they mean like physically, like if you've actually been physically hurt, or if you're mending mentally, or if you're mending emotionally. Maybe your heart has mended. But anyway, this has a congruence to it because it's still coming up in your spread. So even though this is a past thing that they're talking about, it is still very relevant today. So just keep that in mind, and I guess be gentle to yourself, especially if you're still mending. You don't want to move things too fast and, break open the stitches, so to speak. So that's just very important for certain of my Libras. Hopefully I've given you enough context there. You know where I'm going with that, or where Spirit's going with that. Now, as we move into the forward position, the future position, we're already past the present. Moving into the future, what they show is what's coming up is getting over these little dramas. Long story short, the things that you worry about. And for a lot of you, they show that was a financial dig. So it's not going to be that for everybody, but what they're saying is that you're going to be getting into a spot here in the near future. We're reading for March, so what is the near future? I would say, maybe late March, early April, going into May, something like that. So conflict resolution, the kind of the push and the pull, the tugging of things, the little drama, stick fights, that all starts getting resolved. Okay, very close in the near future. So a little light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. Let's move to the above position. Now I'm telling you something that you are aware of. This is a breakup of some form. Now, when I say breakup, it is not just romantic. This is a breakup, a shakeup, a makeup, pretty much quick energy coming into your life. And it can come into the work corner, financial, health. It can even pop in love. As an actual literal breakup. But this is something changing very rapidly, change in the wind here. Now, they do show that you kind of, this is the kind of change here that you can kind of see coming a little bit, so it's not a total surprise. And even if it was a total surprise, this is the position where you already are aware of this. So I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. And the Oracle Angel card just says to breathe. It just shows a woman just, kind of humming, zenning out. No big deal, guys. You just got to relax a little bit. Things are going to be okay with whatever this change is. Change is hard for some people to deal with. And other people roll right through it like it never even happened. So it just kind of depends on where you're at, what you got going. So before I get into your bottom position, which is one of my favorite positions in the entire Celtic cross, because that's telling you something you're not aware of. Before we hit that, I want to get into your moon cycle so I can tell you about the brand new product and service on the website, and also the moon cycles, because that is going to, we have some ace over here in spot 8. So that is something new. So that is a new moon type of deal, and we're going to talk about those moon cycles right now. And here we go. It is moon cycle forecast time. When I tell you about the moon cycles, what's coming in and out, the first one we got coming here is the full moon. That happens on March 7th. Now, this influence is going to happen right here, right now. Most of you are checking out my video early in March, so this is the best time to start using that full moon energy to your benefit. And this is the best time to get anything out of your life. that you don't want there. And it doesn't matter what it is. It could be a person. For some of you, it's people. You got to get rid of some bad baggage people. For others of you, it's baggage emotionally, also mental baggage, all that stuff, even if it's personal, physical stuff, like in a closet, cleaning out a closet, a garage, finishing an old project. If it's got to go out of your life, maybe cutting out sugar, cutting certain things out of your life, it doesn't matter what it is. Full moon energy is ideal for that. That peaks at the 7th, that's when our full moon is, but it doesn't have to be on the 7th. Anytime toward early March is great for that. Now, adversely, we have the new moon that rolls in March 21st, but those influences can start being felt as soon as about St. Patrick's Day, around the 17th. So when St. Patrick's Day hits, that's when you can start really trying to bring things into your life. Attract it. And that peaks on the 21st. You don't have to do it on the 21st. Anytime really around the week is the best time for that. But don't wait too far into March or you'll start getting back into the full moon energy. But talking about that new moon energy, that is the best time to attract, to manifest, and to bring new things into your life that were not there before. Trying to attract something new with work, something new with love perhaps, maybe start something new with health, or even do something new financially that you hadn't done before. These are all best things placed under the new moon, guys. So 21st is your ping date there. If any of this has confused you or you just like a little graphic aid, make it make sense for you a little bit more, I've put together a moon cycle cheat sheet. It is on my website and it is free. It is parked on the Talking About page, the page of stuff that I'm talking about. It is there every single month. I update that for you guys all the time. Also, brand new things while you're at the website. Make sure you check out the brand new gemstone. It is beautiful thing called Snowflake Obsidian. And of course, any black gemstones, those are your protective gemstones. Snowflake Obsidian specifically is a volcanic protector. So it is like a glass stone forged in the volcanoes. Very, very black with little white indentions on it, little white incursions, and those are called, that's why it's called snowflakes, Snowflake Obsidian. So it's the black with the little Dalmatian spots on there. Very pretty stone, and it is one of the earliest stones that was used for scrying. That's what Nostradamus did, seeing through water. So it has very ancient connections, connectivity connections, and it's good about bringing truths to the surface, as well as protecting and transmuting all those negative energies. We don't want any of those. So make sure you check out Snowflake Obsidian. I'm flashing pictures on the screen as I talk about it here, and have the full write-up for you on it too, so you can see all about it that I've done myself from lots of research on Snowflake Obsidian. So check that out. Also on the website, we have a brand new service as well, and this is the cheapest of the cheapest services. This is something that anybody can get at any time, and it is guaranteed the same day that you order it. It does not have to be booked. Wherever you book on the calendar, it doesn't matter. This thing turns around quick. It is a runestone reading, so it is an actual runestone that gets pulled for your energy, which you're going to see later in your reading for the sign. But let's say you want a runestone for your month, what you got going on specifically for you, or hey, maybe you're just having a rough go of it, you need a little inspiration here from Spirit, runestone will do that for you, and I'll record that for you, and that is an audio reading, so you don't even have to be there for it. It pulls using your birth date, so that is worth checking out on the website as well. Very, very super affordable because it's so quick, but has a profound, lasting impression for you. So check all that stuff out, guys. Make sure you're signed up for the newsletter. That's at the bottom of every single page. Make sure you follow on Facebook as well, because I do giveaways on there as well. So that's it, guys. Back to your reading. Let's go. Okay, Libra, I am back with a very interesting bottom position message for you guys. This, of course, is the position that you're not aware of. Spirit is telling you something new here. And this is, first of all, it's my King of Swords. And in this deck, it's pictured as a rooster. King of Swords is basically very strong authority with your mindset, making decisions up for yourself, being very strong about the direction you're trying to go, the decisions you are making, and continuing that. They show you do a great job of it. Otherwise, I would be looking at that rooster upside down, basically saying that he's a big mess, and that's not the case. They show it upright. So they're showing you got a good handle on this, but there's still something here you don't realize. And since this is the deck that they wanted me to use for you, I think there's a lot of symbolism involved. For example, they brought in a rooster. They didn't bring in a hen. Okay, so when we have rooster, it all ties back to the definition of authority, mental authority. And when you add a rooster to a chicken coop, even if it's not in with the hens produce more eggs. The production goes through the roof just because they have that influence around them in the environment. We're going to talk more about your environment with the position number 8, but here this feels like there is a productivity potential that you're not aware of by just the fact that you are thinking things through and you're seeing things through very thoroughly. It is kind of like that law of attraction thing where it's like you got to put it out there to get it back. And if you're not very clear about what your intentions are, the universe and spirit and the guides and the deceased loved ones and the guardian angels, they don't know what to do with it because you're not being very clear about what you want. So what they show here is none of that. They show that you are doing a great job. And what we need to do is basically when we have good things in tarot, we want to continue those good things in tarot. So to keep that trajectory going, you need to keep doing that. Keep that great authority moving forward, that positivity. And that way you attract all that you're trying to attract. So the productivity can go through the roof, like I said, by doing so, basically by your thoughts, okay? Being very firm. Let's move into number 7. Number 7 is advice, okay? They talk about making up a decision, and a lot of you have already made a major decision here. So there's not a lot of advice to give you if you've already made the decision. The advice would be if you haven't. If you have a major decision that you do need to decide upon, and you haven't. Now is the time, like actually a week ago or 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago was probably a better time to do it. But they bring this up that most of you already have. So a lot of my Libras have made major decisions already, and now it's just a formality. Now you're just kind of going through the motions. They show happy. So there's a lot of you are very excited about this decision that has been made. Maybe this decision is small, maybe this decision is large, hard to say in a general reading, and that's really why you need a personal. But it's good energy. I like it. I'm not worried about it. Let's move forward. Number 8, this is that newness, that new moon energy that we just talked about in your moon cycles here. It is coming in for your environment, and it's coming in on a block. What does that mean? It's on a delay. There's something here that is brand new. It's either brand new money because it's a pentacle. Pentacles are difficult to read because it represents finance, and it also can represent health. So we either have, depending on kind of what you got going on, you probably know best which one spirit means for you here. They're either talking about, I'm talking about your environment here. So you got to remember the environment context. What's going on around you? Is there potential of new health? Or is there potential for new money? Okay, which one of those is for you? That's what they're saying. But it's coming in blocked. So it's saying that something in the environment is like, it's just not here now. It could be coming later. It could be coming soon. We did have money on the brain at the very beginning. So a lot of you, this is probably a financial thing for my Libras, but not for everybody. This can also be for health. So make sure that you are putting yourself in good environments, in good places to make money. It's about where you're finding the money or where you're finding the health. Put yourself in good places to get your health improved, right? Go to good gyms. Don't just try to do everything in your living room. I mean, for some people that works, but you know what I mean? Like, you get the energy best when like attracts like, and you're around. For example, if you're trying to do creative writing, where would you write the best? You would write the best around people who are writers, and that's kind of what they're talking about here. So if we're trying to get this money unlocked, you got to consider the environment. And if you're trying to get your health unlocked, also consider the environment. It can be done, and it's new. So this is bringing in something that wasn't there before. So that's where it falls into the new moon. Basically, later in March is a great time to really pay attention to that kind of stuff. Really pay attention. As we move up to number 9, this is hopes and fears, and of course this is hope. This is that we got the warm and fuzzy money coming in. We got the energy very, very nice and flowing, and you just very welcomed finances. You don't got to worry about money, and that's the hope. And hey, Libra, you know what? What can I say? Great hope to have. It's very nice hope to have. But just remember that hopes are not everything. You have to still make it real. You still have to, putting it out there for the universe, putting out good vibes, like they said, is so important. But that's not all that you have to do. Like, you have to do the work too. You got to do both sides of it to get that reward. So that's what they show. So just make sure that you are doing the work. I'm sure a lot of you Libras are. And in case you're not, hey, get to work. Why not? Because the environment for it, we're trying to unlock that, right? So as we move up into number 10, this is your final outcome for the month, and they show you guys leaving something behind you and not looking back, okay? It's a very strong energy, and they show that you're having a hard time with that, but that you guys are ready, okay? This is something that has an emotional tie into you. So for some of you, it could be a person, or it could be people, plural, or it could be, leaving something behind like a habit, leaving something behind like a job, something you used to do, emotional baggage, mentality of some form, leaving something behind, kind of putting your thinking cap on what this can be too is what they show. So if that doesn't make sense to you, Libra, what Spirit's message is, think about what that could be, because there is something there that you could benefit greatly from leaving behind, and they're saying the end of the month is a great time for that. Okay, so something to consider. Let's grab that rune stone, then we're going to get into some health scrub. How many cards did I use? I used 10, so it's right at my limit. That's perfect for the health scrub. So I'm not going to run it without reshuffling and cutting out and editing. It saves me from editing a lot. All right, so these are already shuffled up. I gave one more swirl, spin around in there. Let's grab that Libra rune stone, and here it is for March. It's going to be this one right here, which makes perfect sense. This is the rune of strength. Here they're saying that you have all the tools. You're not missing anything. So that goes back to the bottom position. That's something you're not aware of how important it is to keep your mental straight and your awareness, what you're trying to do. Keep that on course. The shakeups, the makeups, none of that stuff's going to bother you because you got the strength, you got the courage, and basically you have all the tools in your toolbox. You're not missing anything. Do not procrastinate. Do not delay. I'm just kind of looking around to see where else that kind of applies. And strength is going to pull you through anything that's stressful. The only reason I bring up that S word is because they talk about breathe in your above position. So whatever you just went through, obviously it was something that, made you kind of be like, oh man, I need to balance here a little bit. I need to get my Libra balance back. So therefore, it kind of implies stress, something that you didn't necessarily want to be in your month or prefer to be, coming through your life, whether it happened in March or not. So we bring in strength, okay, guys? It's a very good rune stone, which brings the whole thing back together, and it's basically saying you're ready to go. You're ready to go. You're not missing a darn thing. So get going, okay? And that could also tie into what they said about leaving something behind there, having the strength to leave something behind for the better, because it's just better for you to do so. Okay, guys, let's get into that health scrub. This is all done, so I'm going to kind of clear it out. Now, the health scrub, I do pull it 1 through 7, top to bottom. I may speak about it in a different order depending on what comes up. But here we go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And I should also tell you that if this is something you enjoy, you think that's pretty cool, or you just, hey, we got a lot of Libra bubble energy tuning in here today, and you know what? I want something like this that is all just about me. It's available. A health or chakra scrub is available on my website, scottsagent.com. It's part of the mini audio readings. It is very affordable, and it goes with you. It uses energy from your birth date, so you don't even have to be there for the reading, and it gets emailed to you. So what's more convenient than that? Checking my inverts real quick. We got 4 out of 7. Good distribution. Just check my majors for the angel cards. Got a few of those. And we are going to read bottom to top because we have a lot of stuff going on at the top. A few things going on at the bottom too. But let's just go at the bottom. Let's work our way up. So number 7 here, guys. This is in a chakra scrub. This would be your root chakra, but it's not a chakra scrub. This is like the base of the spine, your hips, your sexual organs, your appendages, arms, legs, hands, feet, toes, fingers, all that kind of stuff. They talk about something that should be better or new that is not. It's a very intriguing message. In fact, I don't normally do that, but I am going to pull an additional card that's just like, give me a little bit more with that one. They talk about information becoming more clear here. So if you have something going on with any of those things that I just mentioned, it's probably just for a specific few people, but they show that hearing this is going to be relevant. It's going to make a difference because now it's kind of just reinforced. Like let's, for example, say you got something going on. You feel a little funny in your hip. Your hip feels funny, okay? This would be Spirit's way of saying, hey, you need to go get this checked out, okay, right now. Even arms, legs, and the other body parts I mentioned too. So they kind of show in this deck that they wanted me to use for you, we have 2 birds kind of in the ear. So hearing is huge here for you. So and I don't mean your hearing is the medical impairment. I mean that you hearing this is what triggers the change so that you can fix whatever is going on there. That's not for everybody. That could only be for one person for all I know in a general, who's to say. Now as we move up, guys, your number 6, which is lower stomach, detoxification organs, purification organs, looking great. And I feel like that wasn't so much last month. So I think a lot of Libras have made progress here. Maybe eating better, maybe doing some cleanses, something like that. But we have a great kind of outlook here. And they show no place like home for my Oracle Angel card. So I feel like a lot of you are making great health strides at your home environment. And that's wonderful. Moving up from there, here we get into the upper stomach. So this is more digestion, kind of straight up, and upper kind of area below the heart, below the lungs. Not talking about that. But here they show it should be better than it is. It's kind of like an area here where it's kind of, it feels like it's on and off. Okay, sometimes it's great and sometimes it's like off. Maybe something like heartburn, maybe something like upset stomach, something like that. Maybe eating a certain way trigger certain things. Maybe there's certain allergies you're not aware of, or maybe there's just certain foods you can't eat. I mean, we all have those, you know. So that's something that they talk about here. I don't feel like it's a big deal, but just, you know, doing the spread. As we move up from there, now we hit the heart and the lungs and kind of the spine area. And it could be breasts for women as well. So here they're talking about new ideas and new ways of doing things. Okay. This makes me feel much more like exercise directly, because the heart and the lungs together basically makes cardio. So I would say, you know what, hey, let's try something new here. If you're trying to get your cardio, your heart rate up, your circulation up, improve your lung health, all that kind of stuff, think of new ways of cardio to do it, not the old ones. Okay, so they bring up new ways of doing things, not the old. You know, new ideas are good because you can try them on a very short scale. You can do something brand new for a week and see, you know, the results. Hey, does this work for me, or does this not work for me? If it works, keep doing it. If it doesn't, get rid of it. Try something else. So try something new. As we move up from there, guys, now we hit the throat area. This is your throat, also glandular. Also dental can come up in this region as well as kind of neck and vertebrae and stuff like that. Now what they bring in here is the Lover's card. Two things working together. So this is more communicative health and emotional health. So make sure that you're being open. This is not your normal physical health message. It's kind of Spirit's way of kind of, I guess, moving this a little bit spiritual, moving this a little bit on a different plane of moving off the physicality. And they're talking about lovers here. So with other people, especially my Libras that are in relationships, be very communicative. In the month of March specifically, they show fork in the road. So this area here can get messed up if, like, it makes me feel like jarring motion of the neck. Now, I have a mixed message because the first one I told you is not physical, but this next one is. So they're kind of giving you both in a general reading. That's why you need a personal instead of the general. But they show fork in the road to show jarring, like quick motions can happen here. It makes me feel a little bit like whiplash, you know. So just I don't really know if there's much you can do about it. It could be just sleeping funny, you know, on a very small term. You may want to consider the pillow that you sleep on. I know that I can. The reason I bring that up is because I changed my pillow and it made a huge difference. Huge difference. I used to wake up with crinks in my neck all the time, and getting a good pillow gets rid of that. At least for me, it did. So just something to consider there, or any other kind of like neck movements like that. So it could even be saying, you know, hey, it's time to go to the chiropractor here. Get a little adjustment. You know, that would be a quick motion when they, you know, crack, and you know, that kind of thing. So anyway, neck area dental stuff. And could that be something for dental too? It could be, but I don't know what it would be. I don't have enough dental prowess or know-how to really kind of get into that. But they show kind of quick movements going in this region and going up to the dental. As we move up from there, guys, now we hit the head. Now this could be just about anything in this region. So very hard to kind of specify, but they talk about weakness here. So anything that is kind of like abandoned here, off on its own, out in the cold, makes me feel like out of the ordinary, basically. It's like a skin tag, a freckle, a mole, something like that. Something that looks like out of place, shouldn't be there. Maybe get checked out, something like that. I don't think it's anything to do with eyesight. I don't think it's anything to do with hearing. I feel like it's just kind of like something that doesn't belong is what they're showing here. So if that's you, that's something that you should get checked out. If not, then we move on. And then we hit the very top here. This would be your crown in a chakra scrub, but there is no crown here. So this is, in the health, number one is something that is all over your body. It's not generated to a certain area just like the top of your head would be for chakra. This is something like hair. This is something like skin, nerves, blood cells, something that is all over your body, everywhere. And here what they show is getting over the weird, in between worlds. So this is more of a spiritual health thing. So they did it again here by saying moon cycles are related to crown, and this is between worlds. So this is like your higher plane stuff. So I think what they're trying to say is that Libras are very connected here, especially in March. Very much, maybe the veil is just thin. Maybe Libras make the veil thin by being super high connected. But whatever the thing is going on with that, something that is all over you, like hair, skin, nails, nerves, blood cells. If anything of that is something of yours that would be like a concern, or anything you're trying to improve, or anything else that is all over you, what they're saying here is that this is a spiritual thing. You can give this to spirit, or maybe there's like an herbal way to deal with this. There's something that is kind of not of earth, or maybe just basic earth is what they're trying to say beyond it. So it's really hard to say, and also the power of prayer like kind of is popping in my head here too. So that of course is a very specific message. That one probably will not make sense to everybody, but that's kind of how parts of this whole spread have gone. This has been one of my weirdest health scrubs I've ever done, but I try to be as thorough as I can for you guys, and I'm just the translator here. They organize it and I just kind of give you the words, give you the vocab. So that wraps up what has been a very interesting, full, very long reading for Libras. So hope you guys have enjoyed it and can put the context into play to improve your lives. That is what it's all about at the end of the day. I hope you have a wonderful March. Please remember to like and subscribe so you see the future readings, and I'll see you soon.